Usually what happens, even if December fails, right, at least in March we'll get some rain. If not, at least in April first week we will get. That does not happen this time. April first week I was expecting, considering that we had a very warm winter. By the time you come to April, right, there will be some kind of inland thunderstorm buildup happening, but that did not happen. This is a set of rare pattern that you have. This time, why you're feeling it more is last year the rains which happened in September and October, the core seasons were not up to mark. And after that, you had a warm winter. And even in the main Kaveri areas, the rain was poor. Last year, the rains failed. Now you have a dry spell. It's a combination of multiple things which have gone wrong and across seasons. But this will end. This cannot go on forever. Considering we are at above normal temperature, whole place is now simmering with heat, and we are going into middle of April, right? Your easterlies will have to weaken, and you will get the condition will become better for your rainfall.
तो इतनी एनर्जी और पैशन आप लाते कहाँ से?
ये जो बारिश का पानी आता है हमारे छत पे, वो अरेबियन सी से जो आता है या बे ऑफ बंगाल से आता है, उस पानी को हम इकट्ठा करते हैं, फिल्टर करते हैं, उसका फिल्टर कॉफी बनाते हैं और पीते हैं और उससे एनर्जी आई थॉट देखिए
Bangalore as a city gets about 60 rainy days. A rainy day is measured as something where the rainfall event is more than 2.5 millimeters in a day. We have 60 rainy days spread over 8 to 9 months. We have a bimodal peak, meaning the rainfall peaks in May, dips in June, July, again starts to rise in August, and September, October again become a second peak. It rains all the way till December. The only two non-rainy months are actually January and February in Bangalore. So therefore, the city is blessed with an even distribution of rainfall, broadly even distribution of rainfall, unlike other cities where the rain occurs in 4 months, June 1st to September 30th. Here it is spread over 8 to 9 months.
ಯಾಕೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಮಳೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ವಾ?
ಇಷ್ಟನೇ.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಬನ್ನಿ.
While the rest of India is reeling under the summer heat, Bangalore generally gets about 120 millimeters of rain in the month of May and spread over about 8 to 9 days. There are many complex reasons for that. One of the more romantic ones is the Palghat Gap theory. And one of the theories, one of the hypotheses is that the humid winds from the Arabian Sea come in through the Palghat Gap. And since Bangalore is at one of the highest points in this part of the world, it coalesces in the evening around 5 o'clock or 5:30 p.m. And as warm air holds a lot of water, but as it cools, it starts to release the water as thunder shower. And it rains in the evening hours, famously when the offices are closing at 5 to 5:30 and therefore are called office rains. The highest point in Bangalore is used to be Dodabettahalli in the north of the city, and another high point is in the heart of the city. And there are 3 major valleys which slope down very quickly from Bangalore. So therefore, it lends itself to a kind of an orographic effect, the effect of the wind, which means that it rains more in certain parts of Bangalore and less in certain parts of Bangalore. Broadly speaking, the southwest of the city gets more rainfall than the north and the northeast of the city. The city center receives a lot more rainfall than the suburbs. To give you a small example in layperson's term, if a site is unbuilt, if there's no building on an empty site in Bangalore, the total runoff from the site would be of the order of 15 to 20% of the rainfall. Once the site is built upon, the runoff from the site is 95 to even 100%. So we've increased the runoff from each individual site by a factor of 6 to 7. Therefore, our drains now no longer can retain and detain water and push it into the aquifer easily, have to deal with vicious flows of water, strong currents of water which can sweep vehicles.
Okay, have you witnessed a situation like this before?
There's a common phenomenon called the urban heat island effect, and it's globally reported in various studies that urban areas, because of the heat island effect, the ability of concrete and tar and asphalt to absorb heat and radiate it, gets on an average 15% more rainfall than the surrounding rural areas. Combination of urban heat island, the dust in the atmosphere, and the smoke in the atmosphere released by urban areas, along with climate change, could necessarily result in all this high intensity of rainfall. You cannot disaggregate and say and ascribe it to one reason alone.